thank you so much for coming. This was a long, hi. That is Mariko. This was a labor of love for the Kono family, it's the poetry written by Yumie's mother. She spent 3 days walking to Hiroshima from nearby to look for her husband and her son, which were both killed. So this is the documentation of that in poetry, and Yumie and I, we translated it verbatim. I asked if I could have the verbatim, and then I wanted to put it in the Tanka rhythm as well, which is 5-7-5-7-7, because that's part of the whole feeling of the effort. So, okay. Okay.
広島の世の色彩に放つ輪、青々と人の魂が燃ゆる。
Of Hiroshima, within its own night's color, magnesium rays, blue, blue around the people, the souls, they are all burning.
焼け跡も真夏の雨は降り注ぐ、濡れ引かれるは誰の骨ぞむ。
The land is burning, and the middle summer's rain steadily drizzling, wet and glistening those ones. Whose bones are they, I wonder?
不気味とも青き炎に光りつつ、骨さらばえてハエにつつかる。
There is eeriness inside the blue flame, radiating there, the bones left for a long time. Flies are in it, eating them.
怒りにも疲れし我ら一盛りの骨いただきて帰り来たり。
With anger we are exhausted and have agreed to one bowl's amount of these designated bones. We go back where we came from.
昼も夜もくすぶり声つつゆにして命奪いし何を憎まん。
All day and all night there is smoldering, burning. Within a short time, life has been taken away. What is it that is to hate?
民族の滅び見せたり中空に星が小さき瞬きを見す。
All of our race obviously is destroyed. In the middle sky, there a star small and faintly blinking is showing itself.
崩れ去るどよめきの中、生まれねば死なざる者を火の粉を飛ぶと。
Collapse, subsiding of many resonant voices. If you were not born, then dying would not happen. Fires, sparks, flying, flying.
血縁を求める、つかぶる人の群れ、汗にまみれし、我もその一人。
Blood relatives, exhausted searching for them. The crowds of people covered with perspiration. I am one of these people.
寸病をおかず次々倒れゆく兵らの顔を覆うものなし。
Immediately, no time between, one by one continue falling, faces of many soldiers, nothing to cover them with.
広島に生物たると言い過ぎて、たちまち騒ぐ群衆心理。
In Hiroshima, all living things have ended as being passed on, easily made to panic. It is mass hysteria.
よたよたと醜き人の顔ばかり、夕べの風に吹かれゆくなり。
Swaying, swaying, the people with grotesque faces, all of them, now by the evening breeze are being blown as they go.
一文の銭も持たねばボロボロの影引きながらお消し人はね。
1 cent's worth of money don't even have that. Ragged, ragged, and dragging a shadow along. I accept one bowl's measurement.
類々と死体重なるその前にむしろ敷き詰め、誰も眠れぬ。
So many, many dead bodies lying in rows. In front of them are straw mats laid out side by side. Not one person is sleeping.
悲しみは言葉とならずただ深き、眠りを掘りて死者と並びぬ。
The sorrowfulness, the crossing over, a harsh face it has become. By each individual, the bones are being picked up.
肌寒く目覚めし弱に聞く死者の怨嗟の声は地をどよむせり。
Again, a person has appeared to have died. Accommodation, and behind this, quietly, there's the sound of a car. Did I feel sorry? Which one? Sorry.
This one, 肌寒くして
Oh, did I miss it?
肌寒く
Okay.
肌寒く目覚めし弱に聞く死者の怨嗟の声は地をどよむせり。
Skin is feeling cold, wake in the middle of the night, hearing the dead's voices filled with grievances, resonating in the earth. What are you listening to? Oh, sorry.
悲しみは超えて厳しき顔となる。おのもおのもに胸広いつつ。
The sorrowfulness, the crossing over, the harsh face it has become. By each individual, the bones are being picked up.
また一人死にたるらしき収容所の裏をひっそり車の落とす。
Again, a person has appeared to have died. Accommodation, and behind this quietly is the sound of a car.
頬を焼けて娘死にたり自らを立ちし哀れも数多ければ。
A burn on her cheek. A young girl is dead by their own accord. Life has also ended, poor souls. There are many in number.
嫁ぎゆく夢に膨らむ黒髪をじりじりと焼く地獄の様が。
Going to be married, filled up with this dreaming, her black hair is now burning. Is this a picture of hell? Okay. Okay, this one.
血をゆりてたまなく声はどよむせりあまねく触れる月光の中。
The earth is shaking, the soul's crying voices are reverberating, flooding all over this. The moonlight is enveloping.
民族の滅び嘆ける体と配給パンをむさぼり食べる。
All of our race has been destroyed, lamenting with this group of people. A ration portion of bread is voraciously eaten.
次々と人は恐怖の中に死ぬ。世界の滅び近づくを見つ。
One after another, the people terrified die in this manner. The destruction of the world draws near. It is apparent.
板の上に白くもにたる骨片は涙枯れたる人が持ち去る。
On top of a board is a hilled up pile of white pieces of bone. Tears have run dry. A person has been taken away.
おびただしく牛が倒れし川綱を満潮なれば浸しゆくなり。
A multitude of cows and horses have fallen in the river sand. As the tide is coming in, they are immersed in water.
もろじちもあらわに見せて妻狂乱。炎天赤き血を流す川。
Both breasts, two of them open and fully exposed. A wife has gone mad. Flaming sun, red fire. The river is flowing with blood.
骨壺を抱きておればうつせみの妻と我なき赤き花園。
An urn of bones I am embracing in this temporal world. My husband and I exist in a red flower garden.
かさこそと妻のつぶやき聞くごとく骨壺を我が振りて悲しむ。
Kasakosoto, my husband is whispering. I am listening to the box of bones that I am shaking. I am so sad.
狩り駅に妻の骨もとどの記者も女子供を取り残しゆく。
A makeshift station with the bones of my husband, while each of the trains leave the women and children behind as they go.
身辺の人ことごとく生かしめて我が呆然とあるし幾日。
Those surrounding me, the people, everybody have passed away, and I am out of my mind now for several days.
狩り駅の夜露に眠る被害者に被爆者に渡されるもののパンと梅干し。
A makeshift station's night dew, having slept in this, radiation victims are being handed out some bread and some pickled plums.
死者の匂い 風に乗り来ていくまんの束飛び飛ぶ広島の上
The smell of the dead is carried on the wind. There are millions of bemused spirits hovering high above Hiroshima.
悪臭を放つ主張の目のくぼみ宇治這い上がり上がり手は落ち
A putrid odor coming from a dead bird's eye cavity has maggots crawling up, then they drop.
行けどなお行けど続ける衝動にて鉄筋のみがよろぼい立つ
Going on and on, still going, continuing in the scorching earth, only steel buildings have been left there barely standing.
苦しみの表情を持たず死に対し兵らよ日本勝つと思いて
There is an anxious expression you did not have. You passed away, all you soldiers, and Japan is one, you are thinking.
雨も日も衝動潤す糧ならず一役に追い天地に満つ
Both the sun and the rain, the scorched earth's nourishment, grow no provisions. A smell of burnt human flesh filling the earth and the sky.
愛に降りて生き残りたる悲しみを語り合うとき救急車来る
Huddled together, the living, the survivors are sorrowfully conversing when suddenly an ambulance approaches.
梅干しを一つ入れたる握り飯おしいただきつ涙流れぬ
A pickled plum is put in the center of a ball of rice. Now preciously eating this, tears are no longer running.
失えるものばかりにて幾日変焼け縮まりしスカートを履き
Only the loss of things. There's been nothing else in the passing days. The burning has shortened the skirt that I'm wearing.
朝霧に手足日焼きしこう抱く死もやすやすと許されずした
In early morning, hands and legs becoming chilled, holding my child close, even death easily is not permitted to do.
悲しみに実りし悪を背に置いて樹形のごとく歩み始め
With my sorrow and my growing child carried on my back, like a punished criminal, I embark on a first walk.
人心の定まらぬ世に娘持つ父たち銃を構えて寝る
The general mind is unsettled in the night. Fathers with daughters hold on to firearms and position themselves in sleep.
明日こそは敵の侵入あるべしと若者たちの夜ごと騒げる
Tomorrow for sure the enemy will invade. This is the belief. Many young people gather every night. There's a clamor.
夜ひそと晴れしびらか駅の前に平和と光線の持ちだけ証
At night, secretly, flyers have been plastered in front of a station. Peace and war are the only words that are written in red.
一葉の写真に飾る黒リボン妻よこの手を引きていきませ
A solitary photograph decorated with a black ribbon. Husband, hold the child's hand. Please take it along with you.
何による命か明日を生きするは何とかなるさ皆自暴自棄
What reason is there to live until tomorrow, to continue on? Maybe something will happen. Everyone has given up.
担当に怪しき光含ませて子らの額に当てしこともあり
Within a small night, an inexplicable light is being harbored, and on the children's foreheads put on. These things have happened.
防火訓練必死になせし愚かさよ焼けただれたる広島に立ち
Fire prevention had worked very hard on this. Oh, such foolery. Everything completely burned, standing in Hiroshima.
串一つ形見のごとく持ち歩く女を割りて厳しき角で
I have but one comb. It is now a memento I carry around. My womanhood is over. To start again will be hard.
ひたむきに生きしほかなし注げ立つ髪を水ごて濡らし入れゆく
Prepossessed with life, there's no choice but to do it. Unkempt, standing up hair with water is being put on to go out.
着るもののなき身軽さやひらひらと裾を焼きたるスカート一枚
Clothes to put on are nothing but light bodied. Here, the edge of the hem was burnt on the only skirt I own.
巡り来る8月6日一躍の灰もて汝を葬りたるのに
Coming full circle, the 6th day of the 8th month, with one handful of ashes, holding these, is all I had to bury you with.
漂える浮き草割れも根を持たぬ明日を未来と言い難きかも
Drifting, I'm a floating weed without any roots. Tomorrow is the future, saying this is difficult.
余人登る広島が目に浮かびくるこっぺん探す我なるしかな
Smoldering, rising, Hiroshima, the mind's eye an image appears, looking for pieces of bone. I was there, doing this.
原爆に瀕し母なりお今さんの死体はなおもみずみずしくて
By the atomic bomb, mother-in-law has died. Ace did not triumph. Her body and her limbs still retain a fresh youthful dew.
血を吐きて死にし母かも子を産まぬ白口草は清らかなりき
Bringing up blood, mother-in-law has died. Never giving birth, her breast is white, is very pure and innocent.
母と呼ぶつながり持ちて住みしへは無残に散れり皿茶碗など
Called mother-in-law, we have a connection. The house we live in, ruthlessly torn asunder. Plates, teacups, and more than that.
衰えし腕に抱きてつぶやきのごとく童話を繰り返す母
Emancipated, holding her in my arms, she is murmuring sounds like lullabies. My mother-in-law repeats.
父も母も妻も子も死ぬ秋風に吹かれて哀れ一期一会は
Father-in-law and mother-in-law also, and husband also, and child also died. Autumn wind, grow pity, one life's meaning.
明け色に燃え立つ垣根めぐろして厳かに立つ河野家の
A vermilion color flaming upward, a burning hedge surrounds, wherein solemnity stands, Kono family grave. Thank you. Thanks. If you have any questions for Yumie, she can answer them. I guess she's her family.
So this book for this is the button. It's my eldest brother said writing is the school boys is burning, so they're going to waters now. This is the Ota River. It's a big river. Okay, this one. So everybody jumped, and they found the students who died, but the only the button was left.
Mm-hmm.
That's the image I made sculptures, and this is the button. Anyway, so this is the epicenter, and Hiroshima Station, and this is the Ota River is the main big, and they have six rivers in Hiroshima. So this is epicenter here. So and my eldest brother was 22 kilos. Up here, he was 14 years old. So they're working for Mitsubishi companies for digging the mountain or something. So up early morning, and from Yokogawa station to go in train. So he can see the flash in the town. So his story was, they must be talking about, my family was, in case something happened, Miyoshi would go to the relative place around here outside of Hiroshima. So he went going all the way down the mountains to going back to Kusatsu. This is the whole relative's house. So, but he was worried with the younger brothers. He was 12 years old. So, so after he went to go there and looking for the brother, but he couldn't find. And he was waiting for this koi station in case something happened. We can meet here. But he never showed up. So he went back to San Francisco, the relative's house. And next few days with the grandmother to looking for the father and brother. But the father working for he was the scientist working for Iwakuni next province. So, but unfortunately he could survive, but he had to go looking for the house for the family because everything you have to move. So he looking for the house and happened to be the same day, early morning, and he was walking here. And the bomb dropped, he died here. No, he just wounded. But he was working for army, and the staff was found his body. So he was died in a hospital. It's Iwakuni, is the next province. And so after that, the brother went to I have another younger brothers, and so from the third brothers and sisters, myself and the mother was evacuated next, like across the mountains of Japan ocean side, and we were staying, and so brother went to Hiroshima to cross the mountains the other side to tell mothers what happened. So that so mother came right away, and before he goes there, he went to hospital to see fathers just a few days before he died. So when mothers came, was already he passed away. So that's the whole poem after my mother's looking for younger brothers, the younger son, the second son. Mm-hmm. So couldn't find it, actually. But we are starting searching. So my eldest brother said maybe we could register his name because a lot of classmates was there. So finally we found it 2020 or something. So he was this is brother was here. It's 800 way from the epicenter. So all his classmates working for the house, just everything made flat. And so this is a place he died. We couldn't find a bomb or anything. So that's why we get a designated bones. That's why in the poem he says I have a designated bones. Everybody was given something. I think in Japan, like here is like ashes, right? But in Japan, we didn't burn to bone. We just pick up the bones after let people die. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's if anyone has questions.
The books are going to be where? Where are the books?
What is
The books.
Oh,
Where
they're
is
in the Oppenheimer Park.
They have a map.
Oh, they have a booth there.
In the middle of the Oppenheimer Park, and the middle have lots of sailing stuff thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Yeah, we themselves, but they are not all
We're not
allowed to do this. So yeah, we would like to have a sign if you're interested. Yeah.
Any more questions?
So you were far away when you were a baby from Hiroshima, and your mom, did she suffer because of being in Hiroshima looking for your...
Yeah, I think that less than 2 weeks old, something is affected, but she died 84, so just normally. But eldest brother was 20 kilo away, but he was 94 this year. He was this lots of story from him because these days like newspapers all August and people start talking and they're also 100 years old and 90 years old have experience never talked before.
But it's only now, right, that people talk.
All family doesn't know what happened. Like,
Wow.
yeah, some people, also like the young people, once get lots of, you can't get married or lots of things, harsh things happen after the atomic bomb, even you're victim, but yeah.
Oh, they wouldn't marry victims because of
No.
radiation, they were afraid?
They always, wasn't like, yeah, so they always hide it, yeah.
So when you wanted to know the story, Yumie's daughter, this is her daughter wrote to her uncle and asked some questions, and he started opening up.
Okay.
So that's how we got the story, which is in the book.
Wow.
But we already had the poems.
Yeah.
We didn't have the story.
Yeah, but I think this is, come in. It's good things like Ariel and lots of this history was writing by Japanese. But I've living for a long time here, so we try to do both language. So the Tanka was like 31 words, and it's very special poem. Like a haiku was sometimes, elementary school they teach sometimes.
Right.
It was a 50, but a 31 word, and but still going on lots of in Japan too, Tanka. And but I think this book is more both language, so now you can understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So that was I was very proud of you, Ariel, and I was doing this.
Congratulations on doing this. I can't help but think that your family would be very proud.
Yeah, it was, I think, we 2024 23rd, we went to Tokyo and Hiroshima August 6th in the whole family went, and the hometown is the province. It's not the same place for the capital for the Japan ocean side and Hiroshima Pacific Ocean side. So it's called Matsue City Sanmura, and we did another reading too. So we did Tokyo and did local. My second, third brother, or elder brother was very low family together. So did this is my daughter. We cover lots of place, but this is Vancouver, we did in Victoria, and we like to go more Toronto or some other place too. Yeah.
I wanted to add to that Yumie's mother, she never married again. She got her own business, and she took the children to the temple. They were temple people. They had a temple, or a relative ran the temple, so the children were all brought to the temple while the mother gathered herself together so that she could bring the family children back. So that's in the book too, the story of how that came about. come down.
Yeah.
I read here that your mother hid the poems away in a desk and then at some point published them. How, when she published the book in Japan, how was it received?
I mean, she was like a lot of people was the Tanka group, like a poet group, and she was moved to Matsue, is a hometown, my hometown, but they have a group of Tanka. So the one of the head of the teacher said you should publish one. So this is published Michi, and that is the base one. We pick up. She got other stuff too, but we pick up the atomic poem one, 60 poem. That's the start of the first.
And that was published when?
In the 1960s.
And what was the response in Japan to the poems? Because that must have been, they didn't talk about it, right, a lot, did they?
I think the whole, we're picking like it's a very strong one. That's why we're picking especially, I don't know what the response is though. I think it's a pretty good book. First book. Yeah. And she had another book, second one too. But the more like the life and having reading stuff. So it's this is more it's a very strong subject. So
Yeah.
And then for 20 years, did you work independently or did you
We
collaborate?
together, we would meet.
we
Really?
always-
And do it together?
Oh, yes, we did it together.
We always
First we did 10 poems so we could perform them.
yeah. This
And we
is
used to do them in a chant in English.
This is the we have a 3 poem,
So this is an open space,
and then we just
chant. And we
That
did
was-
it in the round.
there was art galleries
In the art gallery, yeah. So we mostly performed in art galleries and at the Hiroshima Day, which is different venues. I don't know if we did open space, but did we do the other gallery? No, I don't know if we did.
They use a little bit
It
there or
changes.
something, little performance, but it's not too much. We don't move too much.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like that's
And then
like,
once we did 10, we go, oh, we can do 10, we can do 60. It just took longer. Yeah. So that's,
But really, I'm not seeing the ways of the sale of the book yet because the map was there. If you had a map, and they have a old selling place, so which we can sell here, but just can't.
we could sign here and that's what we can't.
But they have a lot of books over there to sell.
It says in one breath she channeled her grief into 60 Tanka poems. So I'm wondering what, in terms of, did that happen right away, all 60 poems, and did she write more later?
I think
Or
that's
is that just kind of a metaphor for, I don't know, a longer period of time?
well. I think that after almost same time after she walked by 2 weeks looking for the. They couldn't find the whole detail of the stuff, and after I don't know when, but I didn't ask, but very close up.
Yes,
And
she sound very like,
I suspect that she wrote the impressions and then
Yeah.
worked on them, put them in the drawer, so she
Yeah.
wouldn't lose the through days of walking, right? So then she probably organized them into more refined them probably.
so did she, the set of 60 poems, they're all in the book?
Yes.
Yes, the first book, in the first book that we're talking about, the published 1960s, the first book,
Okay.
and that was based on this repeating exact same way.
And they're in this book too.
Yeah, that's, except that we were working for English, so the
Right. Yeah.
areas did a very good job.
So are all the, so the
They're all in there.
the more elaborate, they're all in there. And did she write more poems later that are
also included, or is it
Well, they're not,
all the
only,
original?
only the 60 from the wall. Yeah.
Yes.
There's sit here.
Hey?
Sorry.
Oh, this.
I have some questions.
Hey.
Yes, so my first question is,
Pardon?
the first question, if this number 60 is of any significance in Japanese culture or the tradition of Tanka,
Oh, I see. No.
Okay,
Oh, the
okay,
number,
okay.
yes. I think, no, is 60, significant? The number is 60.
yes,
No, no, it's just they ended up 60, yeah, just happened to have 60 poems, that's how it,
okay.
you know, like, you mean this 57577 is significant, but not 60.
Yeah. But usually, like the books that hold the Tanka, how many poems are in it?
In normally, in
Yes.
a book of Tom, I just think it depends on the artist, but then, I'm not sure, I haven't had that question before, whether there is a significant number of Tonka poems, but I don't think so, because I've read anthologies, and they have 5 in it, and then some haiku, and, mix it up. I don't think so. We have no professor. here. But it's a good question.
Yeah, I have
Peace
another
statues
question.
were built.
Pardon?
There's a peace status like this.
It's a Nagasaki.
When
Nagasaki.
1930,
Sculptor, right? You're talking about sculptor? No.
sculpture, the human being, a peaceful monument or something in Hiroshima, I think.
Oh, in
A peace
Hiroshima,
one, a peace memorial.
A peace memorial, yeah, there is a peace memorial.
Status was built in 1930s.
I don't understand what you're
In 19 what?
When that monument,
In
the
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima,
Yeah.
that's put like this, peace
Oh.
status or something.
Well, there's a peace statue in Hiroshima, isn't there? But there's also a shadow that was printed
Oh, yeah.
on the ground. That's the big thing that someone's imprint from the flash
Yeah.
was imprinted onto the ground. I think that's the big, I don't know if they're the pointing person. Maybe they were pointing at it and they got.
There was a film sculptor in the man though.
Yes, yeah, that one. When
That was in Nagasaki.
Sorry, Nagasaki.
Yeah,
Do you know when it was built?
Oh,
I don't know, but the Nagasaki is
So how about
not
this?
the long. I mean, it's
Oh.
not the early time, but
How about the slogan that says "No more Hiroshima"? When was created that slogan?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that, yes. When was that created? No, what does it say? No more, there's another one
it's not
too.
creating as somebody talking about, right?
No, it's always in Hiroshima. When you talk
Yeah.
about atomic bomb, you
Never
always the slogan.
Never again, that's what.
Oh, there's something that
It's on here, never again.
Never again.
Never,
No, I
never
said no
again.
more Hiroshima.
Yeah, never again, yeah.
What?
Yes.
When was built that came up with that slogan?
When was that? I don't know. I don't know that history. I don't think it's, I think it's more recent.
Oh, this is
I
recent.
think so. Because when they had tried to ban the bomb,
Yes.
it didn't happen. But I think it's the slogan of the people
What's
who
recent?
probably. I think it's the Doctors Without Borders.
Yes.
We did a lot of shows for the Doctors Without Borders,
Yeah.
and that's their slogan. Never again. No more Hiroshima. Never more Nagasaki.
I think that the No More Hiroshima is later because in the 50s, Dwight Eisenhower had the slogan "Atoms for Peace" because he was trying to spread
Oh, yeah.
nuclear power,
Yeah.
right, as green energy
Yeah.
as development. So
Yes.
I think that the No More Hiroshima came after that.
Yeah, because that sounds more like a Christian value. Really, Japanese. How could Japanese come up with this kind of slogan? That's not like a European.
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
I don't think I
The
did.
Asian ways to hate. But Western European and North Americans forgive, and Christian value. So say, what is Japanese come up with something?
They couldn't.
That makes sense. Thank you much.
I have a question about the form, tanka. As far as I know, haiku is about nature and the seasons, so...
575, right?
Yeah, no, I don't mean the syllabus, but I mean the subject
Oh, the
matter.
subject
And
matter,
it's about
yeah.
the seasons, the four
Yes,
seasons.
they have a season.
Yeah,
They
so
have a
tanka is about like the disasters or
No,
something.
it can be definitely, it can also be seasons too, and I think all.
Because
Yeah.
she did
I was so influenced by this, I've got a book coming out that was influenced, and I walked around my block for a year, and I wrote a poem every day. Because what I realized when I was working with Yumie's mother's poetry is that it's just, she'd see something and say it. And we think so much, we're too much thinking, right? And Yumie always, as an artist, said, stop thinking, thinking too much, go beyond, go beyond. And and I realized that would come also from her mother, I thought, because her mother sees something and says it just plain. And so I started doing that to see how that was very effective. And so now I have 80 poems of walking, of see and say, of nature, and it goes from the fall back right through the whole year, and then so it goes through the seasons.
Yeah, I
Very
understand, but these poems were written in retrospect. Yeah. So she didn't
they're
go
a journey. They're the journey. They're her.
They have
You
the
call
mother's
it-
poem, if you read it, they're always very dramatic stuff, but you still see that star was blinking. That was the one poem. Lots of natures coming in this book too. So basically they teach for the four seasons, though the other season can mean, but now you can have more, whatever you like to have.
Whatever your experience. So this is a 3 days experience.
Thank you so
not
much.
all-
Thank
not
you.
all the seasons. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a journey. It's a 3-day journey that she covered into something.
Thank you for sharing.
The journey was when she went to find
There's the son and the husband.
At that moment she wrote those poems, or
She
later she
Well, when she
reflected?
got home, she wouldn't.
Oh, she got home.
She wouldn't. She was concerned about her skirt. That was she going to have a scene? And was she going to survive? Get back to her children?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sure that she was.
It's a very kind of a sad story. I just almost tears by each time I hear it.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting, we're at the Vancouver Japanese Language School, which was shut down during the war when all the Japanese Canadians were interned from here.
Yes.
And I don't know if you know this, but the Prime Minister of Canada, Mackenzie King, who was the person who interned the Japanese Canadians, the day after Hiroshima, he wrote, "It is fortunate that the use of the bomb should have been upon the Japanese rather than upon the white races of the
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
But my point is the fact that, I presume you're a white Canadian, but the fact that the two of you collaborate on this, I just think it's magnificent.
Well, we
It's
worked
a
as
beautiful
artists
story.
together, and then when Yumie showed me, it was an interesting story because Yumie wanted to do the poems, and there was another artist, Wendy Skog, her name is a painter. So Yumie called Wendy Skog and myself, and she said, "I want to talk to you. I want to do something." And so we met at a restaurant on a Sunday, and she said, "I want to come every Sunday, and I want to do something, but we're not going to talk about it. We're only going to come we're going to come for 3 months, and we're not going to talk about it." So,
Sorry, what did you do for the three?
well, we had coffee. But what you're doing is making a space, and that's so Japanese. And so, you're making a space for something to happen. You're showing up every Sunday for 3 months, and then you've made a magical space. So that's what we did. We showed up, we didn't know what we were doing, and then Yumie showed us the poems, and she said, I want to do these.
Well, it's interesting you say that because as I was observing you today, like
Yes.
I think ego is such a big thing
Yeah.
in what people create, and I don't see like you guys just are so kind of seamless, you know.
Well,
like-
we worked so close.
Yeah.
We worked so close. And what I learned from Yumie and her family is you show up for something. So much later on, because I'm a poet, but I went to art college and I thought, I really want to do this, but what do? You show up. Show up. If you show up, something will happen. If you don't, nothing's going to happen.
That's a great lesson on creativity, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just
so we
show up and it will
Show
happen.
up. Yeah, it can't happen if you don't show up for it.
Yeah.
And so we showed up for 3 months, and it created kind of a thing, you know, like a mind of its own, in a sense, which we entered into. And I also learned that you enter into something, that you enter into the spirit of something.
Mhm.
You know, you enter into the spirit of cooperation. You don't, there's no such thing as cooperation, there's entering into the spirit of cooperation. So I learned that. I learned how to enter into the spirit of something. So the 3 of us did, and we got 10 poems going. And then we performed the 10. And we did it in chanting in circle. And that's how it started. And then it just kept rolling from showing up. And then we showed up for 20 years.
It must have been very emotional for you.
It
This
was,
is your father and your
it was
brother,
good.
right?
But I was very happy to, like, I was always carried, kind of, I have to do something. So finally we made the book. So it's my drawing, the art was pretty dark stuff before, but I tell so many times these days I just want freer than book, and so I can do more creating things. Just one job done. So it was kind of a little bit freer for that. So I was, it's very happy this book, and then sad stuff. At least I can finish it.
It doesn't matter how long it takes, you know, if you just keep showing up. And I remember the last poem, I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get it, and I was at Yumie's house, and I'm looking at the computer. We usually did it by hand, but it was in the computer part of it, and it wasn't working. And we had to get it to the publisher. It was the one poem, the finishing poem. We had to get it to the publisher. And we're looking at it, and we stared at it for 20 minutes, almost shaking, and all of a sudden it just appeared. Right? And so it had to go off that day. They weren't waiting any longer.
Are the poems chronological, like in numbers? Is one after the other how it happened, how it was experienced?
Well, this yes, but she usually the Tanka, lots of people translate. It's very simple to follow my Japanese. She did 5, like a 5, 7, 5, 7, 7, then 5, and she did English, or she was counting kind of a rhythm. So it's quite different than other poet translators sometimes
they do it in
Armenian.
They do what?
You can do one or two. You can do it not in Tanka. You can just take an impression and do it. But I thought that the rhythm was a great part of how things affect you. So I said I wanted it, and I was very influenced by by a lot of the Chinese poets too, like Powell and Master Mang, and there's and I read people's impressions of them or translations, and then just the verbatim, and I was way more affected by the verbatim than what was exactly said. Then that affected me more than someone's idea of it. So I decided to just do that, just verbatim, and I asked Yumie to help me get it as exact as we can. And I'd say, is it this word, is it that word, do you think it's closer? It's closer.
Which honors her mother.
But yeah, I wanted to, it's about her mom, it's not
Yeah.
about me, my idea of her poetry. But I realized what an amazing heart she had too, when I was working with a very, very clear vision. very intelligent heart.
Amazing.
Well, thank you so much for coming because we are only 4 people. Or something.
Enthusiastic group.
Are you guys gonna go and sign the books now?
Well, yeah, so we 3 o'clock, the next people coming, so we have to
We
clean
have
up.
to get out, but then
And then
we
we
could.
go, did you go there before?
No, but you could go over there.
Yeah, we could, yeah.
Can you go over now?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
now.
can clean up.
You gonna come with us, Jim?
Sure.
And then we'll go to the.